Tony Katz, great to be with you. Facebook, Tony Katz Radio is where you'll find us. The story of Edwin Jackson is absolutely horrible. It's awful. The story of a guy I don't know, I never met, I wasn't familiar with his play. I wasn't familiar with him and the love that his teammates at the Indianapolis Colts had for him. I wasn't aware of him at all. The story of his rehab, the story of what it took for him to become a football player, that he was just a guy of heart, Edwin Jackson. I learned this because he was killed by a drunk driver. It was Edwin Jackson and Jeff Monroe. They were standing near a stopped vehicle when this F-150 drove onto the emergency shoulder and struck them both. I guess Jeffrey Monroe was the Uber driver, and he was in the Uber, and they pulled over were they helping somebody? Oh, okay. Edwin was sick. That was it. Edwin was, I guess, not feeling well, and well, he pulled over because the guy didn't want whatever Edwin was feeling in his car. As I said earlier, I'm dealing with that cold that's going around, the kind of flu thing that's going around. So I took yesterday very, very easy when the story came out. I knew it. I knew I would get to it and read it. Then all of a sudden I start seeing tweets from Michelle Malkin, and I say, I know exactly what this is about even before I see it. Because I had already done a little bit of reading. I hadn't gotten into it hard, but I knew it was there. And Michelle Malkin, like her politics or not, inconsequential, Michelle Malkin is probably the best researcher of her generation. She is incredibly good. She has been for years. And Michelle Malkin notes that the guy who hit them, the person driving the car, who the Indy Star describes, not perfectly. They referred to him as 37-year-old Alex Cabrera Gonzalez of Indianapolis, who tried to flee the scene on foot, apprehended at the ramp to Holt Road. Quote from Sergeant Perrin. It is believed Gonzalez was intoxicated and was driving without a license. He was transported to the Marion County Jail. The result of the test for intoxication is pending. Well, that's part of the story. Michelle Malkin notes that he also had a detainer from the U.S. Immigration Service. I didn't know Edwin Jackson, and I am not interested in politicizing his death, so I speak not of that, but I speak to the people of Indianapolis, where I live, where you live. This city that has had rallies before about the desire to be a sanctuary city, thank goodness that's not allowed in the state of Indiana. Is this what you want? I'm asking the question. I want an answer. The city of Indianapolis needs to wake up, and it needs to grow up, and it needs to stop pretending that these liberal tendencies make it good and kind and decent and loving and caring. It does not. It can't. It never will. Now, we may learn more about this guy, Alex Cabrera. Alex Gonzalez Cabrera, Alex Cabrera Gonzalez. It's being said both ways. We may learn a whole bunch about him, but it won't change the very basics that U.S. Customs Enforcement were indeed had a detainer on him. Going back to the Indianapolis Star, July 11, 2017, Indianapolis looks to end compliance with immigration detainer requests. Why? To prove that you're kind and you're loving and you're decent? That's not kind, loving, or decent. That is dangerous and foolhardy and reckless and beneath us, and we have to put an end to it. Which is why 2019 is so incredibly important, because there can be a new mayor, and you have to get new people into that city county council. And I say it as clear as day. If you think I'm just going on that full-on attack on those people who believe in the nonsense of sanctuary cities, that's not it. This is up to the Republican Party of Indiana. This is up to you, Kyle Hufer. This is up to you, Governor Holcomb. This is up to the Republicans of Marion County. You want to be serious about turning around this city, about not having this dangerous stuff as the basics, as the premise for a city? Well, then you better start running candidates, you better start fundraising, and you better start spending. You're going to give up on the largest city in Indiana, the city that makes things move, because, you got the State House, you got the governor's mansion, best we can do. Hell, the best you can do. And it's not just up to the Republican Party, it's up to the people of Indianapolis. It's up to the people of Marion County to say, we are no mean city. We are a good and decent place of good and decent people. And in order to continue that, we have to stop kidding ourselves. Sanctuary city policies are dangerous and reckless. February 13th, 2017, advocates push to make Indy a sanctuary city. This from Wish TV. These pushes, these ideas are dangerous. They get people killed. And it's time we did away with those politicians who think so little of the good and decent people of Indianapolis. Our thoughts with the family of Edwin Jackson. Let's check traffic. And Matt Bear, what's going on with you?
Southside coming up on northbound 65. We're looking good through Keystone Avenue, Raymond Street, up to